Coming up, Malaysia Tzu Chi volunteers provide family members of those on board Malaysia Airlines Flight MH17 with love and care. Trainees at DaAi TV's 2-day summer camp in Taiwan learn what it takes to make a successful program. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Helen Liao. Thank you for joining us. On July 17, Tzu Chi volunteers in the Philippines began their large-scale rice distributions in Tacloban, which will run until July 25th. Apart from distributing 50,000 bags of rice, a local volunteers training seminar will also be held. At the first distribution, many residents arrived with fruits and vegetables for the volunteers as a token of their appreciation.
With the temperature soaring to 35 degrees Celsius in the Philippines, local residents carry umbrellas to shield themselves from the sun as they await the start of the rice distribution. In the days following Typhoon Haiyan, many of them have come to embrace Tzu Chi's humanistic values.
I donate any spare change I have to my coin bank each day. I was inspired by Tzu Chi to do so.
50,000 bags of rice will be given to impoverished families at 2 distributions in Tacloban.
If we hadn't received Tzu Chi's rice today, we would have run out of food by tomorrow.
Residents no longer come empty-handed. Venus, who sells fruits and vegetables at the market, brought some vegetables for the volunteers.
I want to thank Tzu Chi because without them, I wouldn't have been able to start my own business and help my family.
Though Danilo was not part of Tzu Chi's Cash for Work program, he nevertheless brought some fruit to the venue to thank Tzu Chi for helping Tacloban find its feet again.
Many people died during the typhoon, but Tzu Chi volunteers encouraged us not to lose hope and to face up to reality.
Residents take home a bag of rice as well as hope for better days ahead.
On July 17, Malaysia Airlines Flight MH17 crashed while on its way from Amsterdam to Kuala Lumpur. All 283 passengers and 15 crew on board passed away in the tragedy. Upon receiving the news of the incident, Tzu Chi volunteers mobilized to provide much-needed emotional support to family members, including the Prime Minister of Malaysia, who lost his beloved step-grandmother in the incident.
作为爸爸
Facing this incident, I'm sad, extremely sad.
的确是伤心。太太，我看你也需要。
My wife needs counseling right now. I need to stay strong for the family, or else we won't have the strength to face the days ahead.
不然，对将来的生活可能会有很大的影响。
像这样子，外表非常坚定。
People tend to forget that those who appear to be strong need our help too. We will offer him our love and care.
Crying on a volunteer's shoulder is Mara, who was waiting for her boyfriend at Kuala Lumpur. Unfortunately, the incident has separated them forever.
I leaned to my shoulders to cry on and kept talking to her. We want her to feel secure because she feels hopeless right now. When she heard the news, she immediately took a bus here. She came here by herself, so we wanted her to know that we are here to help her whenever needed. This is my daughter, my dear Ariza.
Thinking about her daughter Ariza Ghazali, who was on board Malaysia Airlines Flight MH17, Noria Noor chokes up. The downplane took the lives of Noria Noor's daughter and her family. Upon receiving the news, Kuching Tzu Chi volunteers mobilized to provide the heartbroken mother with much-needed emotional support. Among those on board flight MH17 was Fan Shunbao and his wife Luo Yanhua. The couple was the owner of a Michelin-recommended Chinese restaurant in Rotterdam, Netherlands, and known for their kindness by members of the local Chinese community. 3 years ago, following the 3/11 Japan earthquake, the couple, along with 7 chefs, held a charity banquet to raise funds for those affected by the disaster. The proceeds were later donated to Tzu Chi to help quake survivors in Japan. Last year, upon seeing the devastation left by Typhoon Haiyan in the Philippines, the couple decided to join Tzu Chi's vegetarian charity bazaar. Inspired by Tzu Chi's philosophy, the couple even enrolled in Tzu Chi's volunteer training seminar and were to be certified this year in Taiwan. However, a trip accompanying their mother back to Malaysia ended in tragedy. Walking into the hotel is Malaysia's Prime Minister Najib Razak. By his side is the country's defense minister, who is a cousin of Najib Razak. As the two-man's step-grandmother was on the downed plane, both of them can sympathize with the pain family members are going through.
The Prime Minister is also a family member of one of the victims on the downed plane. He told us the tragedy had already happened, so he can only embrace the reality of it.
The defense minister of the country, Mujing Hussein, shares his memories of his step-grandmother as the volunteers thoughtfully offer him encouragement and emotional support.
He hopes that the Tzu Chi Foundation can act as a bridge between the government and family members. They hope that family members can understand the government is already doing what it can to help.
Meanwhile, at the Jingsi Hall in Penang, Tzu Chi volunteers gathered together to pray for those who lost their lives in the incident and hope that their love can help ease the family members' sorrow. Next, we meet Zheng Yongjing from Penang, Malaysia, who was diagnosed with leukemia at the age of 36. A subsequent surgery that had gone wrong also left him partially paralyzed. Despite these setbacks, however, Zheng has never given up hope, and with the assistance of his family, he continues to work hard at rehabilitation and encourage others like himself to live life to the fullest.
Sitting on his wheelchair, Zheng Yongjing can cycle forwards and backwards, using a personalized rehabilitation equipment Zheng Jinglong made especially for his son.
I'm extending an unwanted item's lease of life. I make use of what people don't want.
The seat and pedals have also been modified to suit Yongjing's needs.
It needs to have a good ventilation. I thought long and hard about this. I stare at a cycling machine all day. I don't think I've even paid that much attention to my wife.
Yongjing's father's thoughtfulness motivated him to work harder at his rehab. Now he's able to cycle for 30 minutes with ease.
His feet are red now. They used to be black. Now his skin is radiant and glowing.
At the age of 36, Yongjing was diagnosed with leukemia. A subsequent surgery went wrong and left him with partial paralysis. Despite these setbacks, Yongjing has never given up on life.
You can get to know the Master and understand her Dharma through DaAi TV. You will find all the answers you need there.
With the support and encouragement of his family and Tzu Chi volunteers, Yongjing helps translate Jingsi aphorisms at home and also brings encouragement to other patients through video conferencing.
We can encourage other patients to stand up again.
Unwanted items may still have a useful life. Here, it has given the Zheng family a renewed sense of hope for the future.
Moving to China as part of their preparation for this year's winter aid distribution, Jiangsu Tzu Chi volunteers carried out an initial survey in Siyang County to know what impoverished families need most to get through the cold winter months ahead.
At the end of this year, we will be holding a winter aid distribution, so we are here to check on your needs. It's a blessing to meet your family. Thank you very much.
Prior to their winter aid distribution, Tzu Chi volunteers visit the remote village of Jiangsu Siyang County to learn what locals need in terms of aid supplies. This relationship of hope and assistance began 10 years ago.
We first came here to hold a winter aid distribution in 2005. Today we met a disabled resident who told us he was a former recipient. They were very thankful for Tzu Chi's aid back in 2005.
In poorer communities, Tzu Chi volunteers find countless students whose schooling has been put on hold due to financial constraints. One example is Yun Yue.
I get up at 7 to prepare breakfast and then wash the laundry before reviewing my school lectures. At noon, I prepare lunch for my family as well.
Yun Yue's father is a single parent who raises his 3 children on his own. Yun Yue is a thoughtful kid. She says she wants to learn a profession at school so to help her father.
Seeing the less fortunate, Tzu Chi volunteers become even more determined to help and thus decide to expand the coverage of their aid distribution.
This is our first time working with the local government in carrying out a survey. We hope this time we can learn more regarding the residents' needs and living conditions.
Thanks to Tzu Chi's plans for upcoming aid, these families know that the future will be bright and prosperous.
Staying in China, Guangdong Tzu Chi volunteers visited a local nursing home, bringing the seniors there joy and laughter. As well in Beijing, Tzu Chi volunteers brought some young volunteers to a nursing home, with the youngsters' energy helping the senior residents feel young once again.
Today, Tzu Chi volunteers are here at a nursing home in Beijing. They first set up chairs outside before sending their young volunteers to invite the seniors out for a chat.
Mom took me to visit a lot of nursing homes. We went there twice.
The young volunteers' energetic dancing and singing fills the seniors with energy.
When I first arrived, all the grandmas were in their rooms. I went to invite my favorite grandma outside. I am very happy.
Parents should set an example for their kids. If we show filial piety to our own parents, our children will naturally learn by example.
Meanwhile, in Guangdong's Dongguan, volunteers also visited a local nursing home where they lead seniors in song and dance.
Today is a perfect day. Thank you so much for spreading this positive energy to our residents.
Treating seniors like their own family, the volunteers bring a ray of sunshine with each visit and leave the seniors feeling loved and looking forward to their next visit.
In Taiwan, we meet 9th grader欧陽弘偉, who is a regular viewer of Master Zheng Yan's Life Wisdom program. Besides watching the program on a daily basis,欧陽even records his thought on his planner and share it with his mother and teacher. Thanks to Master's teaching, Hong Wei has learned to cherish his own blessings and become a gentle and thoughtful child.
Watching Master Zheng Yan's Life Wisdom program is part of 9th grader欧陽弘偉daily routine.
At the Tzu Chi class, Tzu Chi aunties and uncles use special approaches to encourage us to watch DaAi TV. So I began watching its programs more often. Once I came across the Master's Life Wisdom, and I've been a regular viewer since then.
Through the Master's teachings, Hong Wei learns about the concepts of climate change and environmentalism, but what touches him the most is a doctor's story.
A doctor vowed to contribute his professional skills in the countryside, and he really fulfilled his vow by seeing patients in remote areas.
Not until Hong Wei watched the Life Wisdom program did he realize how blessed he was to be able to go to school.
Many people lost their chance to go to school because of disasters. Now I don't complain as often as before.
Sometimes Hongwei writes down his reflection about a program in his school book.
His teacher often comments about how positive Hongwei's thinking is or how willing he is to share his thoughts with others. Such comments about him used to be rare.
Apart from watching DaAi TV programs, Hongwei also shares Jin's aphorisms with his family. His mother also discovers how Hongwei has changed for the better.
Hongwei is now more thoughtful and able to appreciate people's kindness to him. He has become more thoughtful and gentle. I can see that change in his behavior.
Now, before going to bed, Hongwei will invite his sister to join him in prayer. With the inspiration of the Life Wisdom program, Hongwei has learned to be a thoughtful kid and be thankful for everything in his life.
Over the weekend, DaAi TV hosted a 2-day summer camp where children learn what it takes to produce a TV program. Coached by the TV station's own production crew, some trainees got to operate cameras and production equipment, while others had the chance to be an anchor. At the end, everyone learned that it is a lot harder than they thought to make a successful program. Here's more.
试音，现场 OK 了。3、2、1。如果你在野外断粮了。
At DaAi TV's summer camp, young children get to experience what it is like to make a news program. It is evident that they are both excited and nervous as they try to read from a prompter.
A news anchor reads really smoothly, but I can't help but stutter.
Crammed inside a broadcasting van, a production crew is helping the young trainees to operate the video switch. Paying for attention, the trainees don't want to make a mistake.
You have to make sure the picture is always in focus and in constant contact with the floor director. You have to control the whole scene.
Wait until they sit down, then adjust the camera's take on their face. You have to adjust the camera's position as well.
Operating on cameras taller than them, the trainees learn a small screen can become a window to the world.
You get to control the depth and focus and be in communication with the director.
Here at the 2-day camp, children learn directly from professionals on how to produce a TV program and learn that it is truly harder than it seems. This young anchor tries to maintain her composure in front of the camera. It took much practice and also overcoming her jitters to deliver her lines smoothly.
I may say the wrong word or get stuck on words, I don't know.
I was relaxed and not nervous during practice, but once I went on camera, I got scared.
I was afraid to mess up.
After learning their lessons, the trainees try to produce their own short feature.
Guided by adults, the children learn what it is like to work in the media industry. At the same time, they learn that it takes a team effort to produce a program.
When your children grow up, you can all be a reporter, a journalist. You can take a picture of what you see and upload it to the internet to share with the whole world.
In recognition of the trainees' efforts, a mini award ceremony was held by DaAi TV CEO Tang Jianmin. The CEO concluded the day by saying that he has faith in the potential of all these children.
The young volunteers of Jingsi Books and Cafe Stores north of Hsinchu represent the musical adaptation of the Sutra of Innumerable Meanings for 2 consecutive days starting on August 8th. This past Saturday, some 600 of them, along with their parents, arrived at the双和 Jingsi Hall in New Taipei City to practice together. We now introduce you to one of the exceptional young actors, 4.5-year-old Luo Renhong.
At Tzu Chi双和 Jingsi Hall in New Taipei City, young children are getting ready for their August presentation of the musical adaptation of the Sutra of Innumerable Meanings. During an aid distribution scene, the young actors pretend to receive aid supplies, even though there are no props. Playing the role of a dentist, 4.5-year-old Luo Renhong has a big dream.
During last year's performance, when he saw the bodhisattvas of healing, he said that's what he wants to be. We had only discovered his condition then. He was hospitalized for a week and was under constant care of nurses and doctors, so I think that made an impression on him.
Born with congenital diabetes, Renhong's moods and behavior is affected by his glucose levels. His mom keeps a handful of snacks ready and regularly checks on him with a blood glucose meter. Though his arms are full of marks left by his insulin injections, Renhong is determined to perform.
When in the car or before bed, he will always listen to the CD of the musical. He will also lead his younger sister in singing together. I think the music and the words of the sutra have an effect on him. When I play the CD when he's moody, he will feel better.
Through immersing themselves so deeply in such an important sutra, they learn to be filial, to do good deeds, and at the same time come to understand Master Zheng Yan's teaching. It also helps them practice vegetarianism to help the planet.
At the final rehearsal of the day, it is evident that seeds of goodness have taken root in these children's hearts.
In Taiwan's Taichung lives 78-year-old Mrs. Wang, who used to be a devoted volunteer to Tzu Chi's recycling mission. However, bladder cancer has left her unable to continue the work. As the senior is currently in the hospital due to her condition and unable to clean up her house, Tzu Chi volunteers mobilized to help. Let's take a look.
Tzu Chi volunteers come together to clean up a home in Taichung. It did not take long for mountains of recyclables and garbage to clear out and stack up high in front of the house. The homeowner is 78-year-old Mrs. Wang, who used to bring recyclables to the local Tzu Chi recycling station. However, as she was recently diagnosed with bladder cancer and was hospitalized, countless recyclables sat unattended in her home.
Now that she is ill and her condition is quite serious, we thought we should help her son clean up her house.
Initially living with her son, Mrs. Wang plans to move back to her house after her discharge from the hospital. Therefore, Tzu Chi volunteers have stepped in to help out.
I cannot clean up the house alone because there is too much stuff in here. In a cluttered home, one can hardly find peace of mind. Life should be as simple as possible.
After a day's work, the house has become more spacious. The recyclables will be sent to Tzu Chi's recycling station, while the garbage will be handled by the local cleaning squad. Thanks to Tzu Chi, a clean and comfortable living environment is ready for Mrs. Wang's return.
We go to China's Guangdong province at the end of the show. Shenzhen city government invited Tzu Chi Foundation and other environmental organizations to attend a seminar to discuss ways to promote recycling around the city. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.